In this video, we'll take up the homework on reciprocal trigonometric ratios. In the first question, they ask us to determine the angle to the nearest degree if the angles are in the first quadrant. So for 1a, I'm told that cotan A is equal to 7. Now, if I had an inverse cotan button on my calculator, then I can actually do this in one step. But unfortunately, I don't have a cotan or inverse cotan button on my calculator. So I take the reciprocal trig ratio and give myself the corresponding primary trig ratio. So if, for example, if cotan A is 7, then that means tan A is 1 over 7. And an inverse tan solves for A. So exactly same strategy for 1b as well as 1c. If they give me secant B is 7/3, then cos B is 3/7. And I do inverse cosine from there. For question 2, they give me a point and then ask me for the 6 trig ratios. So if they give me the point, I have x and y. I don't have r, no problem. Solve for r, and then that gives me x, y, and r. So then I can tell you the values of all 6 trig ratios. For question 3, I'm told that secant B is root 2. So if secant B is root 2, I know that cos B is 1 over root 2. And if it's 1 over root 2, you're either in quadrant 1 or quadrant 4. That's where cosine is positive. I know the reference angle is 45 degrees, and I can solve for the principal angle. It's either 45 degrees or 315 degrees. Question 4. Yeah, if cosecant A is negative 7 over 5, then sine A is negative 5 over 7. But sine is positive in the second quadrant. So this makes no sense here. Yeah, A cannot be in the second quadrant. Question 5 is very similar to question 3. Just how to solve for the 2 angles. So not much to say. Every time I have the reciprocal trig ratio, I find myself the corresponding primary trig ratio and then go from there. So for 5a and b, I need a calculator because those ratios are not going to give me exact angles. But 5c, certainly I can find the exact angle here. Okay, number 6. I have triangle ABC. It's a right triangle. I have to solve for the values for the 6 trig ratios. Basically, I need to solve for the length of the hypotenuse, and then I can solve for the 6 ratios. Lastly, we have question 7. So question 7, it looks a little tricky, but as long as you understand that cosecant B is reciprocal of sine, which means it's r over y. So k plus 2 is r, and y is y is k minus 2. So using the equation of a circle, x squared plus y squared equals r squared, which means x squared is r squared minus y squared. Just play around with it, and you'll get x is equal to plus or minus 2 root of 2k. Now, it has to be negative because I am told that we are in the second quadrant. Angle B is in the second quadrant where cosine is negative. So there we go, and that's how I got my answer.